What's up everybody, Steve here with Steve Invest. Per my other video on how to get REO listings, I've had many requests on the cover letter as well as the resume within that video, people asking for essentially a sample of it. So I figured I'd just do a video about this. I'm going to go through this kind of in detail with you guys, read a little bit from the scripts as well. And also you're going to want to stay to the very end of this because I will provide you guys instructions on how to retrieve the free PDF with the sample cover letter as well as the sample resume that you guys can send out to REO Asset Managers. And now, as I mentioned in that video several times, that you probably want to go ahead and check that video out when you get time. I'll put a link for that below as well. It's very important that you guys just don't send in the cover letter, resume, and all the other credentials that you guys are going to need to provide, but it's imperative that you guys are persistent in your follow-up with these asset managers. You do have to be aggressive with them. You do have to call them on a regular basis in order to get these assets and to get these listings, because there are hundreds and hundreds of other real estate agents in your local market that are all trying to apply for the position of listing these bank assets. Now, one thing that I didn't mention in that other video was a video presentation that you probably should send along in the initial email with the cover letter, the REO resume, as well as all the credentials that are listed in the cover letter, so you guys will be able to take a look at that. But one thing that I didn't mention is it might be an opportune time to provide a video presentation. The video presentation, it can be simple, it can be shot on your cell phone, and if you do it on your cell phone, make sure that you guys put on some sort of stand, and also make sure that the phone is set horizontally, because you want to make sure that the frame is in perfect presentation for the video. And you guys can post that on YouTube. It can remain a private video if you don't want a lot of other people looking at it. And then you just take that link, put that link in the email when you send it out. And it's going to be a video presentation of yourself, because the asset manager, their odds are they're not going to receive a video from any other real estate agent. And this is an opportune time for them not only to put a face with all the credentials like the resume and the cover letter, but also your personality and so forth. So I actually prepared you guys a simple script that you guys can utilize as well, and I'll go through it with you right now. Before I get into the sample video presentation, also another tip is make sure you guys have decent lighting, so you guys can use, overhead lighting that's going to shine down on your face. Just make sure when you're looking at the video camera or at your phone, you guys will be able to flip it the other way, and make sure that your face is lit up so it's not dark. Make sure the audio quality is good, so I suggest being as close to the phone as possible or your camera as possible. Probably shoot it indoors so you don't have any wind effects, and if you can use natural light from a window, do so you can have the window on the far side with the light coming in at you, and then go ahead and shoot. Do multiple takes. It's a simple script that you guys can utilize that will gain you guys an advantage in my estimation. Now I'm just going to read this verbatim, and I will have access to this so you guys can copy and paste it and utilize it for your own. Hello, my name is Steve Derry. I'm a local real estate broker here in Southwest Florida. I have included my resume to give a glimpse into my experience in selling real estate in our area. Obviously, you probably want to memorize these line by line as well if possible, so you're not reading off of it like I am. Outside of listing real estate, I've also represented buyers purchasing REO listings, and can say that I do not think many foreclosure listing agents provide the necessary care of the asset or develop good working relationships with buyer agents who are the procuring cause of the sale. Now that's so important. I'm sure if you've been in real estate at any point in time, you've sold any REO listings, I'm sure you've come across this plenty of times where the levels of communications is horrible, the marketing of the project is horrible. So we want to emphasize this, and I think the asset managers understand this and they know this. Unfortunately, due to poor communication and marketing efforts, I believe banks lose millions of dollars every year due to this. And that's clutch, because they are, at the end of the day, if you have a poor write-up, if you have poor communication, if you have poor photos, buyers are going to skip by and ultimately not have any interest in going and taking a look at the property, which is going to reduce the amount of potential buyers going and setting foot on that property. and in turn, it's going to drive the price down. I have the team in place to handle what is needed to effectively communicate and market bank assets. Again, real quick, bank assets. Don't call it property. Don't call it anything else besides asset, because that is the terminology that the banks utilize within the banking institutions. If you need an evaluation done or an asset inspected right now, give me a call and I will have it done immediately. All we are asking for is a shot to show you how we service our clients. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and also enclosed in this email are additional information like our cover letter, real estate resume, and all credentials showing us being professional real estate agents in our area with all the proper insurances and licensures for the state of Florida. Now, I know a lot of people are afraid to get on camera, and it does take some time to get some comfort level with getting on the camera, but I can tell you your competition is not going to do this. So the people that do this, the people that take this extra step, are going to have a competitive advantage. So I implore you guys, just do it. It can be even more simple than that. It's up to you guys of how far in depth you guys want to go. I recommend keeping it simple, maybe under 30-45 seconds. All right, now the cover letter, just like the video, should get to the point as quickly as possible. Remember, these asset managers, they're very busy people, so we have to get to the point as quickly as possible and maybe have a hook, and that hook is comparable to the video that we just spoke about in terms of the bank losing millions of dollars on an annual basis. All right, I'm going to give you guys a sample of the cover letter. Again, I'm going to show you guys where you can download the free PDF. I'm going to wrap through this as quickly as possible. Good afternoon. Outside of listing real estate, I've also represented buyers purchasing REO listings, and can say that I do not think that many foreclosure listing agents provide the necessary care of the asset or develop good working relationships with buyers agents who are the procuring cause of the sale. Unfortunately, due to poor communication and marketing efforts, I believe banks lose millions of dollars every year due to this. It's the same as the video, right? We are extremely aggressive in our marketing techniques with a solid background in selling REOs, short sales, and providing BPO valuations. We have a great team in place with timely inspections, reports, and updates. You will not be disappointed if you try us out. We believe many brokerages that represent REO listings have done a poor job, in my estimation, from marketing the asset to lack of communication, all of which diminishes the value of the asset, thus selling at a lower price. We take a very different approach. And then what I do is you'll see in this report, I just list out my main highlights of experience. Now, some of you guys might be saying, I don't have any experience in listing REOs. I don't even have any experience in selling real estate in general. That is fine. What I recommend you do is you might want to team up with somebody or team up with your broker. If your broker becomes part of your team, you're going to utilize that broker's resume at the end of the day of how many years they've been in business, how much volume they've sold over the years, and so forth. But they do have to be a true team member. So keep that in mind. And, our resume was built over the years, so it might look more impressive, but you guys can play around with it and do your best, and again, create the team that's necessary for you guys to be a success in listing REO properties. At the bottom it says pertinent files attached with this is the copy of the broker's license, which would be your real estate broker, copy of your sales license, because you do want to show that you guys are legitimate. Professional resume, errors and omissions insurance, general liability, and W-9. So you guys are going to want to make sure that you guys do have all those credentials, because it's important. They do want to make sure that you guys have your shit together, basically. Now, the actual resume, I don't think a lot of asset managers are looking at the resume necessarily. And again, the resume, do not make it long-winded. Make it, if you can keep it on one sheet, do it on one sheet. You want to make it where it's easy to read, not a bunch of paragraphs, and just to the point, kind of, the volume and so forth. So in the PDF as well, I'm going to provide you guys a sample of the real estate resume so you guys can see that. You're going to also see that it's not just on experience and expertise. It's just talking some more about the team that you create that's around you. You're going to learn more details in that first video I did as well. So make sure you guys check out that video at the end of this video so you guys can get a thorough understanding of listing REO assets. And one last thing on the resume, even if you come from a different background, that's not necessarily real estate, but you have certain skills and experiences within those fields, that could be an advantage to you guys. So you might want to dig deep in on this, especially if you're kind of at a roadblock and you really don't think that you necessarily have any experience or expertise. We all do to a certain extent. And again, if you guys do not have much experience in real estate at all, you do probably want to team up with somebody that does have more experience. If you guys got any value out of this video, as well as the contents I'm going to provide you guys in this PDF, I really appreciate a big thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, comment below. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm to grow this channel and reach more people. And that is my goal, is to help out as many people as possible with this channel. So I appreciate it. If you like this content, consider subscribing, and I appreciate all your support. Thanks a lot.